Here we go.
Get your freedom, join Black Hammer today.
Land back, y'all. Thank you for joining us on this lovely evening for our 52nd virtual rally. It's an anniversary. That's right. That is a rally per week for a whole year. So salute to all my hammers and to our supporters who have tuned in every week in support of the work we are doing towards our liberation. And even to the haters, because nothing can hold the revolution down under colonized leadership. And y'all just keep driving that point home each week. So thank you for the free press. So everyone, please unmute yourself and give me a big celebratory land back.
Land back, land back,
Land
back.
Yes. And excuse my manners. I'm Chief Dio. I am the Chief of Staff of Culture. I represent the nation of Africa, and my pronouns are they, them, she, her. And if everybody could just mute themselves so that, thank you so much. Again, yes, I'm Chief Dio. I represent the nation of Africa, and my pronouns are they, them, she, her. So if you're asking yourself, who is Black Hammer? What do we stand for? Well, let's get into it. So we can bring up the presentation. Thank you so much. So Black Hammer organization is the biggest, baddest anti-colonial revolutionary organization in the game, y'all. We are out here saving lives, poor and working class colonized people united under 4 principles of unity. So here are our principles. 1, we believe the colonized, that's what liberals like to say, POC, proletariat, poor and working class, should have dictatorship, that means control, y'all, over our lives, labor, land, and resources. We believe all colonized proletariat are equal, no matter gender, sexuality, age, skin tone, body type, location, religion, language, mental/physical differences, and or bi/multiracial identity. 3, we believe all the problems the colonized face are from colonialism and the submissive neocolonialists, AKA sellouts, that are within our colonized nations. And 4, we believe that the colonized proletariat is the only true proletariat. Only through our leadership can white power, capitalism, colonialism, imperialism, and all its symptomatic offspring be smashed. I'm going to introduce you to our leadership. We have Commander-in-Chief Ghazi, Secretary General Anko, and Minister of Defense Sundiata. Enjoy tonight's rally, comrades, and welcome to the revolution. Land back, yes. And y'all, this whole month of June, we will be centering around the dual and contending systems of power that we've built for the colonized masses. This week's theme is no renegades, all vanguards. All right, we uphold those 4 principles of unity at all times and utilize our political education to develop as colonized revolutionaries fighting against colonialism. Black Hammer understands that education is based in history and analysis, struggle, and revolutionary practice, and that is the making of a principled winning vanguard. So again, welcome. So every week, we have the opportunity to learn more and more about how to keep ourselves and our people safe. Bringing us this very important information is none other than our brilliant Defense Chief of Staff, Mace. So listen up, y'all. Take it away, Chief. Chief Mace, are you there with us? All right, so we're having just some slight technical difficulties. So it's actually going to be Minister of Defense Sundiata. Land back. Okay, we're going to actually get those tips later on in the show. So thank you all for still tuning in. So we are going to get into our social media call, y'all. So thank you so much. Yeah, so just to let y'all know, this is our challenge, our social media challenge. And we have been that girl on Al Gore's internet for quite some time, y'all. So it's no surprise that we are causing a little bit of a ruckus. All right, so we are going to be hearing from Chief of Social Media, Chief Federico, to lay out all of that for us. Okay, land back.
Lamb back. Yeah, lamb back, everybody. I'm Chief Federico, Chief of Social Media. I represent the colonized nation of Borigen, and I use he, them pronouns. And today I come to you with an urgent action item to share this rally where we're going to be discussing no renegades, just vanguards, because we are the vanguard organization that is organizing around the world to liberate our people. And if you share more than 75 times tonight, you'll win an incredible shirt from our BHO Bazaar page. Shout out to Chief Uchi and Chief Gunn, who designed all of our fashion and everything else that we have. They're incredible visual propaganda artists. So shout out to them. And then also, as you know, recently our Instagram page was disabled by FedBook for our unity with the indigenous Palestinians who are resisting the ongoing settler colonization of their land that's occurring right now. You know, we all see it, the drones, the bombs. So we created a petition to get our page back, and we're doing everything possible, right? Because this holds our archives, our records. And so I'm going to drop that in the chat. If you could sign that, please, today, put your name there, because, you know, we're going to get our page back. And then if you're interested in joining social media, you know, helping out, create these beautiful posts you all see across our platforms, join us today. Hit me up. You know, I'm going to be here all rally. So, yeah, land back.
Land back. Thank you so much, Chief Federico. Y'all remember to share, and sign that petition today. These Zionist, real anti-Semitic colonizers tried it, child, but we are not worried, and colonized people will win. So if you want to be a part of that political revolutionary smoke, join social media. If you want to use your creativity and design skills to create legendary graphics, please join Visual Propaganda today, land back. So we are going to move into our political education, which is such a fundamental part of our development as revolutionaries, and the key to learning how to destroy 600 years of colonial systematic yuck, right? And stay principled and disciplined and motivated. So bringing us another powerful PE is our Chief of Curriculum, Chief Oju. Take it away.
Land back, everyone. My name is Chief Oju. I represent the nations of Africa and Borigen. I use he, him pronouns, and I am the Chief of Curriculum here at Black Hammer. At Black Hammer, we are building dual contending power. When we're building dual contending power, that means we're building everything in dual contending power, from our healthcare system to our mental health system to our defense apparatus. And that also includes our educational apparatus. And so, what we are doing here at Black Hammer is we are giving political education no matter what we do. Every single meeting at Black Hammer has political education. And in order for us to be the ones who are the true vanguard, to be the true leaders of this, we need to make sure that we are fully and politically educated in order to achieve this, right? And so we are going to have political education today from our very own revolutionary hero, Ho Chi Minh. Ho Chi Minh being the main person who led the Vietnamese out of their colonial stronghold under the French, under the United Snakes. And so if you can give me one more time the screen, and I'm going to show you all a little bit about how Ho Chi Minh built dual contending education in Vietnam. And so this is from his conference reviewing mass education. And if you have a comment on this political education, you could drop an X in the chat and you'll be able to talk about it very soon. So it says, both teaching and studying had to be done in secret. We carried out mass education in these difficult conditions, but we succeeded. The cadres drafted a plan in consultation with our compatriots, and the latter told them what to do. The literate taught the illiterate. Those who knew much taught those who knew little. Classes were run in caves. Each village sent a person to study for a few days. Then he went back and taught his co-villagers. When his knowledge was exhausted, he returned to the class and learned some more. While teaching others, the teachers also learned for themselves. Such was the method we adopted for the mass education work and for its development into a movement. At that time, in spite of the enemy restrictions and continuous persecutions, our compatriots were very studious, women and children being more studious than men. At present, on my visits to the class, I also find that women and children are more numerous than men. Many men have not attended classes yet. There were no classes or schools open then. People who went weeding or gathering vegetables appointed a place and went there to teach one another. Buffalo boys gathered at a certain spot and learned from one another. Cadres going to the fields to work were often stopped by the villagers and asked to hear them recite lessons. If the lessons were wrongly read out, the cadres would correct them. If they had been well learned, the cadres would be asked to give a new lesson. Workers and peasants have a lot of work to do. If the method of teaching is not suitable to the learners, to their work and mode of life, if we expect classes provided with tables and benches, we cannot be successful. The organization of teaching should be in accordance with the living conditions of the learners. Then the movement will last and bear good results. Our compatriots are still poor and cannot afford paper and pens. Therefore, a small pocket exercise book is enough for each person. Reading and writing exercises can be done anywhere using charcoal, the ground, or banana leaves as pen and paper. Clandestine cadres were to teach and make one person literate every 3 months. Every 3 months. At that time, there was no assistance from the government, no ministry or department in charge of educational problems. But in such precarious conditions, the movement kept developing, like oil spreading, the literate teaching the illiterate. In studying like in teaching, the youth is the main force of the mass education movement. Everywhere, we should make the youth understand this task. In teaching, as well as in studying, the youth must always be in the van. Land back. And so that's our political education. We're seeing Ho Chi Minh take the opportunity to make sure that the entire population in Vietnam was educated so that they all could be their own leaders, so that they could all be their own cadre, be their own leadership. Because Ho Chi Minh understood that to be your own leadership, you have to be fully aware of your situation. And that's the thing that makes Black Hammer the Vanguard organization. What makes us the Vanguard organization is that we understand what our people need the most. We understand the situation our people are in the most. And so that's why we are building our own educational apparatus and dual contending education to make sure that our people understand it as well. Land back. So if you have a comment or question on this, you should be able to drop an X in the chat. And once you drop an X in the chat, you'll be able to speak for a little bit. And we'll let you speak for about 1 or 2 minutes. And then if not, we'll let you know when your time's up with either a ding or we'll let you know. So land back. So let's see in this chat. If you are a new comrade, please feel free to drop an X. This is your first time here if you have a question or not. So first we have Ivory. Go ahead, Comrade Ivory. And you'll be unmuted as well. You'll be unmuted from the chat. So Comrade Ivory. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll go to Comrade DH. Comrade DH.
I'm back. Can you hear me? Hold up. Feedback's
All right.
all right. So I unite with this PE. Just wanted to really point out the fact that, you know, these were poor working class people. So he didn't say like, oh, let me get the funds to like get you guys these resources. He said, no, let me meet you where you're at. All right. You guys don't have pen and paper. Let's find some banana leaves. Let's find some charcoal. we could write on that. If you need to learn, like, then we're gonna learn and make sure that you actually get this in your head and like make sure that you're actually digesting all this stuff. So like when they mentioned like if they got something wrong about it, like didn't get it completely right, then they would teach it again. Once they learned it, they would move on to the next thing. And like, just, I don't know. It really hits home because I'm a working class person. And, I'm also poor. So like, just lets you know, like, you don't need all this new stuff, all this technology, all this crazy, like, new thing to really be about it. If you're willing to learn and you're willing to put it into practice, then that's all that you need. And yeah, shout out to Ho Chi Minh. Salute. Land back.
Land back. Thank you for that, Comrade DH. Yes, as long as we're able to just go and do it, we can do it. Next we have Chief Jucha. Go ahead, Chief Jucha.
Land back, land back. Yes, I want to unite with this political education as well as with the comments of the comment before me. Yeah, really just one thing that I took away from this PE was the will of colonized people, right? When it comes to their liberation, when it comes to them being free, and how that there really isn't anything that can stop them. There really is nothing that can stop freedom and liberation of colonized people. Yeah, just reflecting on how us, especially living in the centers of empire, of colonialism, like any slight contradiction that we may come up, especially as new developing revolutionaries, right? Any slight contradictions might make us feel like maybe that we're not capable of organizing, we're not capable of doing whatever. But seeing the heroic struggles of the Vietnamese people, like literally studying in caves, right? Like that's a fucking major contradiction that I don't think any of us would believe would just look at and walk straight into. But when it comes to liberation, when it comes to freedom of your people, of colonized people, there is no stopping it. And that is really all I just want to take away, is that there is no stopping our liberation, comrades. Our liberation is going to be here, whether it's us organizing here on Zoom or whether we're organizing in caves. We are going to be free. Land back.
Land back. Thank you for that, Chief Jucha. Next we have Comrade Akata.
Land back. I unite with what everyone has said, as well as like PE, because when it comes to education, it's like you can essentially see it, like most of the countries that are actually caring about their people, they're actually trying to make sure that people know how to read, know how to learn. But the education system that we're in right now, with the colony and everything, they only teach us how to be robots. They don't teach us how to actually learn for ourselves. We're learning how to promote their ideas and everything. They don't teach us how to farm. They don't teach us how to sew, not really. All they teach us is economics and their history, not our history. So they just want us to be followers of them, and that's not natural to us. And all of it's going to go away, and we're going to make it. That is what we are here for. Yeah.
Land back, totally. That is what we're here for, because that's what we're building. We're building this world where people aren't just receptacles to other people's history. We are going to put into our people the spirit of their ancestors, the spirit of their resistance, and create this dual contending education system. Yes, Akata. Next we have Comrade Shorin. Go ahead, Comrade Shorin.
Land back, can I be heard?
Yes, we can hear you. We can't see you.
Lambeck. So yes, I unite with this political education, and I definitely agree that it puts our, our current day contradictions into perspective. And maybe we're not going to need to write on banana leaves or have to do anything like that. Or there is a literacy in the US as well, in the colony, but it isn't on the scale that it must have been in colonial Vietnam. But this reading just really exemplifies the necessity of political literacy that we give to our people every week. That is these Tuesday rallies. That is the Oh My Gaji show. That is the Go Off Sis show. All of these things, political and scientific literacy, because that is where our people are struggling with the most. And to be able to provide for that, to provide for our people in that way, it's just an honor. So, Lambeck.
Lambeck, thank you. Yes, I unite with that. It is an honor to do it so, right? Because we are those revolutionaries that are going to be doing that for our people for the rest of our lives. That's what we have chosen to do with our lives and our labor. Yes, Chief Sante, go ahead, Chief Sante.
Lambeck, yeah, I really appreciate this political education. Thank you so much to Chief Oju in the curriculum department. But yeah, thank you for really politicizing, the need for education, anti-colonial education specifically, because, our children are being put through these schools and these education systems where it's colonial propaganda that's being fed to our children every single day, with these history books that distort and lie to our children, right? Distort the truth about our history, about our people, about our genocide and oppression. And they don't teach us the true and full history of that within these schools. And that is a form of propaganda, colonial propaganda, right? They feed us instead the death and the misery of these other white people, like, for example, white Jews and their genocide. Like, they put that in the spotlight and shine and choose to, eradicate history of colonized people for over 600 years, where we have been faced with oppression under white power. And it's so important that we have like an education system where we are promoting, we're uplifting, we're upholding anti-colonial revolution. And not just that, but love for colonized people and love for the earth. And that's what we're going to teach our children. And in the Freedom School, the Freedom School is such an important project in Black Hammer, because we realize the importance that children have in the future in carrying out this mission of building a world where no one lives at the expense of another. And that's what our children, our colonized, beautiful children, will bring to this world. Lambeck.
Lambeck, yes, thank you, Chief Sante. We're gonna go into in a second what the curriculum department is doing here at Black Hammer, and just including the Black Hammer Freedom School in a moment. But yes, full unity with that. We have to politicize why we are creating this dual contending education apparatus. Yes, Lambeck. So then next we have Chief Federico. Go ahead, Chief Federico.
Lambeck. Yeah, no, I wanted to just express full unity with this political education, what Chief Sante just laid out. And I love how it laid out, like cadres worked to educate wherever the masses were and everywhere, and in accordance with the living conditions of the masses, right? Like literally educating people in caves, in fields, right? Like to get them to the anti-colonial struggle, to win their liberation. And like that's what we're doing. Like I'm chief of social media, right? Like we're meeting the masses where they are. They're on social media, right? They're on the internet, and like people often ask like, oh, why do we politicize like even celebrity news and gossip? Well, that's where the masses are, right? And that's what we're politicizing. That's where we're pulling them into anti-colonial revolution, into their liberation. So once they get to us, right, they begin to think critically about these things in the world in which they inhabit. And they understand only through anti-colonial revolution can they untie this oppression that they're experiencing. And then also I love that laid out too, like the youth is the main force of education that they were finding out, right? And like that's why we're starting this like Freedom School and through curriculum, right? Like because you see it like through the internet and everything, through these social media apps, like the youth is very much like educational in terms of like taking events and politicizing it. And it's like, this colonial apparatus propagandizes us in so many ways since birth, since our birth, right, to buy into the colony. So like if we can switch that up, right, and give our youth anti-colonial education, that only forwards our liberation so much more. Land back.
Land back, yes. We have to figure out how to use what we have in our own people, right? Our own knowledge, our own skills, our own talents as colonized, poor, working class people, which we have an endless amount of, and use that labor to build for ourselves instead of using that labor to build to further the propaganda of the colony. And so we're going to just see for a second right now what exactly curriculum is doing here at Black Hammer. Basically, curriculum is a department within agitation propaganda, because we understand that the education of our young people and of our adults, right, are a result of the colony, and then we have to undo that propaganda. And so can I get that shared up, the little bit about what we're doing here in curriculum? So we are building a dual contending education system where we teach for the people and not for the colony. Yes, next slide. And as we are doing this, we are seeing that we need to make sure we have political education for our revolutionaries. We have the Revolutionary Book Trap. We have this book club where we are doing it every Sunday for the past about 2 years. And we do not let up. We have this book club where we study revolutionaries, study revolutionary movements to better understand our ancestors, the things they succeeded at, the mistakes they made, so we can learn from them. We also have our virtual library. We have our own virtual library to make sure that we put together the right political education for our people, so that they have access to it. The colony tries to take away our access to information, to our own selves all the time. And we have to either pay for it or end up in debt for it. And what we are doing is making sure that our people have access to this political education through our virtual library, which is at blackhammer.org/library. And we have Forging the Hammer, which is our monthly political education for our comrades, where we study and forge ourselves to be the revolutionaries our people need, to be the vanguard our people needs. Laying back at every meeting at Black Hammer's political education, just like this one. And we also have political education for the masses. We have our own books out of the curriculum department, teaching our young people about their alphabet. Even though it's colonial English, we gotta still make sure that they can communicate, but at least communicate with the political education that they need. We have a coloring book talking about what our colonized nations are. We do PE on the street, and we are launching the Black Hammer Freedom School. And on Thursday, June 17th, for our young people to begin that process of learning, what does it mean to say land back? What does it mean to be an anti-colonial revolutionary? What does it mean to fight for my people? Land back. And so we have political education for the masses. And then also finally, we have political education even for colonizers, right? We understand that in order for you to get on the right side of the question, colonizers, that y'all gotta commit that national suicide to get on the right side of history. So we have the reparations score, which is a chance for you to go through a political education boot camp to understand why you need to fall under the leadership of colonized people. And so at Black Hammer, we understand that we need this political education. We need this education apparatus for our people, because this colony is only going to kill us through their education system. How many of our young people leave these systems feeling useless about who they are, or not knowing who they are, and that just killing them? And we cannot let this educational system kill our young people anymore. So join curriculum today. You can email us at bhcurriculum@protonmail.com. And we look forward to having you join Black Hammer. Land back.
Land back. Thank you so much, Chief Oju, for that amazing PE. And thank you all for participating in that amazing discussion. If you are a teacher, if you're a professor, if you have like a passion for education and you want to contribute to the development of education, an educational system that is built on truth and empowers our people and is not at the expense of colonized people, please join curriculum today. What we have next is our self-defense and workout announcements. Y'all, we get our minds sharp and ready for the revolution with political education, but we also have amazing resources, free resources for members to keep our bodies alert and ready with our self-defense and workouts. And I will pass that to Chief Evie. And back. Land back, we're having some technical difficulties, no worries. Oh, self-critical. I'm gonna pass it to the brilliant, energetic Comrade Rohan. Land back, take it away.
Land back, can I be heard? Fantastic. All right, land back, everyone. I am Comrade Rohan, representing the nation of Aboriginal Australia, and I use he, him, and their pronouns, and I am the Secretary of Defense Training. And here I am to give you the long list of classes that we offer to you guys as members for free. So let's get that started. All right, starting tomorrow, I want everyone to clear their schedule because we have first day survival training with yours truly, Coach Rohan or Comrade, at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We will be working on CPR review. If you could bring like a toilet paper roll or some like tissue, we'll explain it when we get there, but just make sure you have something to practice CPR on because it's very important to have that hands-on experience. And come one, come all to Coach Kamal's Strength and Endurance class. It is going to be full of workouts, tough things, just about everything that you were denied in your colonial school systems. So make sure you either and do not miss it. And then on Friday, I hope to see you guys at outreach training with our new Minister of Defense, soon, Diata. I suspect that you ought to be there for this outreach training. And as Michael Jackson said, reaching out is very important for all of us hammers to do on the weekends. And this is mandatory before outreach, so make sure you there. And then Friday, we're going to rise up from our ashes with Comrade Phoenix, and we're going to do some boxing. I want to see y'all hands, and y'all gonna learn how to throw them hands at some colonizers that try to cross y'all. I got to make sure I see y'all up in there, because if I see you get punched out by a colonizer, I ain't gonna start. All right, at 9:30 Eastern Daylight Time. And then we have bat training with using pronouns they, she, is EB at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Also, if you think you ain't that good, I suggest you take a swing at it. Be there for that bat training. Also mandatory before outreach. It's going to be great. Y'all going to love it. Learn how to knock some heads. And then on Saturday, to help you wind down, we have Chief Cola. In case your weekend or in case your outreach happened to be so depressing, it would be great to just chill with a nice, cool cola. Serene Saturday will just bring you those calm feelings at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then Sunday, we have stretching and meditation with Chief Yabe, or as you know her as Key Yabe, as in the key to a successful outreach would be to end some nice meditation and some feelings at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And now we got Monday strategic striking with our lovely Chief Tupac. Not only do you need to learn how to throw some hands, you're going to need to learn when to use them hands. Tupac's going to show you the way to do rock with your hands. You're going to love it, I promise. And then once again, you've seen one, you've seen Kamal. Again, we have our strength and endurance class with my favorite gym teacher that I've never, ever had. Coach Kamal at 1:40 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Y'all gonna love it. I hope to see you all there. Land back.
Land back. Thank you so much, Comrade Rohan. Oh my goodness, y'all. If y'all don't want to join today at blackhammer.org/join, after those announcements, I don't know what to tell y'all. We're gonna get y'all fit up here and on your body, all right? So thank you so much. And these resources are no joke, so get disciplined and ready to fight for your people. All right, y'all. Now is the time. I'm gonna get my godlike voice. Now is the time. Be still and know we are going to be blessed and we are going to be inspired. The brilliance, the melanin, the fire in their heart, hot enough to forge any hammer, and a political punch that always connects. The founder of the organization that is unifying colonized people around the world in a way that has never been done before. The birther of winners. Category is revolutionary and legendary. Raise your fist and clap your hands as we welcome the one and only Commander-in-Chief Gazi Kozo for our State of the Hammer. Land back.
Land back. Y'all know I'm here to introduce that blessing and inspiration you spoke of, Chief Dio. Y'all know I'm here to introduce the girl who has organized this vanguard of revolutionary colonized people worldwide to get ourselves together to build self-determination for our people. Y'all know I'm here to introduce that girl who cuts through the bull crap political education, miseducation that we get from these colonial education systems that completely distort our reality and that completely mislead us from understanding who we are and what our power is. Y'all know I'm here to introduce the girl who inspires the masses to understand their true leadership, that we are the ones to overturn every single contradiction that has ailed us for the past 600 years. I'm here to introduce that girl, Commander-in-Chief, Gazi Kozo.
Oh Lord, land back, everybody, land back. Land back, everybody, land back. I said land back, everybody, land back. Let me see back there. What's back there, right there, right there? Land back, everybody, land back. Love you long, love you strong. It is me, the Commander-in-Chief of the Black Hammer Organization. Shout out to all the amazing hammers that put this amazing Tuesday rally on every week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all is cadre, y'all is amazing, y'all is the vanguard. Today, we're just talking about education. And we have grown up to, first let me pause. Y'all sharing? Because you know that fake white Jew Mark Zuckerberg is attacking all platforms 24/7. So y'all gotta tweet it out. Y'all gotta tweet it out. So let's tweet it out. Tweet it out. And let's give some political education to our poor working class colonized people and the masses of our people who desperately need this. So first and foremost, we talking about education. We talking about that is what makes us the vanguard. And when we say the vanguard, we mean the girl at the front. We mean the baddest. We mean the one who wins all the trophies. And we say that not as a wish of we want to be the vanguard, or we're saying this to pull it into existence. We said it while it's in existence, okay? No other organization from the United States of America has been as dynamic, powerful, and strong as the Black Hammer Organization since the Black Panther Party of the 60s. No other revolutionary organization since the Black Panther Party of the 60s has gotten this much news coverage before. You feel me? You feel me? You see? You see? That's how you know you're a vanguard. Because you're staying at front. You're winning trophies for the people. You're doing dynamic programs of serving the people. You have to put the people first. And understanding that we put the people first, we put ourselves first. Because only through the collective can all of our ailments, contradictions, and issues be solved. Gotta get a little. Anyways, what is education, y'all? What is education? Because we learn, we grow up, we watch Sesame Street, we watch PBS, we watch that old white man, how do you do with his little sweater and stuff, looking like a pedophile. We watch all those kinds of things growing up. We watch Barney, you know what I mean? We watch all these kinds of things that tell us that the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s and how education can set us free, right? No matter what you're going through. If you get A's, you can be set free from colonialism. You can be set free from the ghetto. You can be set free from poverty, right? That education is the tool that you can create the life that you want. We know that is a lie. Because when we look at the world, we see the white ruling class that's running everything. And some of us have the unfortunate situation that we've been in close proximity with white people. And all of us know that there's nothing special about white people. And that when it comes to being educated or intelligent, white people ain't that girl. So why are they always at the front? There is a system that's involved there. You feel me? Education is used as a form of a lottery ticket to give the wishes of colonized people some material evidence that if you just studied enough. So first off, that's a lie, because I'm sure y'all have a lot of friends with a lot of degrees that's broke as hell. A lot of y'all got a lot of degrees and you're broke as hell. I see people on TikTok saying, please take this degree back and give me my money back because it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. That's the material reality. But it's not just this pipe dream they try to sell you that's a lie. Because if they tell you that if you studied and worked hard enough in school, you would be better, then what does that tell you as a child about everybody in your community that's living in the hood? That something is bad about them and they are causing the poverty and the ailments that they have, that we are oppressing ourselves, because there's a system here that we could just go up the ladder. But that is a lie. People are poor because for capitalism to exist, the masses of the people have to be poor. Capitalism, colonialism is about serving a white bourgeoisie class. So what is education? If it's not this golden ticket, what is education? If it's not really a measure of who is smart, we know that's some bull crap. We know a lot of high school dropouts, middle school dropouts in the hood that is some of the smartest people that you have ever met, even when you go to university. Grandmama didn't graduate middle school, but she can tell you about things in this world that you will never get from your university professor. So education is not this measure of intelligence. What is it? Education is a tool to reproduce the ideology of the bourgeoisie, of whatever ruling class is in place in society. So if we know that we are living under a ruling class that is the white ruling class, then it is the state's job in the form of the school to produce and reproduce the ideology of the white ruling class that represents their material interest. And their material interest is for you to believe that their system of capitalism, colonialism, imperialism is just, and that it is never ending, and that everything good comes from them and everything bad comes from us. That's colonial education. That's what we've all learned. That's why we only learn about the white inventions and not the black inventions and all this kind of bullcocky. Because this is to uplift them. This is to make you a servant. And colonial education is not a measure of intelligence. Colonial education is actually a measure of how brainwashed they got you. It has to be. Because look at Barack Hussein Obama, who went to Harvard. What did he do with that Harvard education? An education that has doctrines in that library that is nowhere else around the world. What did he do with the education? He used it to bomb and drone his own people. He used it to imprison his own people. He used it to drink water and lie and say it was okay to drink Flint water while black children was getting sick every day. He used it to get an $11 million house. He used it to get a $30 million deal with Netflix. And only because he was educated at that high rate, at that high intelligentsia, did they trust him to give him and allow him in that White House. Because he was heavily indoctrinated. That's what your degree says. Your degree is the level of indoctrination they got you on. That's what it is. That's what it is. So what is Black Hammer's anti-colonial education? It is an education that represents the material interest of the colonized poor and working class. It is biased to the colonized poor and working class. It is about meeting the material interests of the colonized poor and working class. It is about explaining the world in the viewpoint of the colonized poor and working class. And we have the best view because we're on the bottom. We're on the bottom. Ain't nobody can tell you about a family better than an abused child of the family. We on the bottom. Ain't nobody can tell you about a man better than the victim of the abuse that man was beating that woman on. Only that woman can tell you really about that man, because she on the bottom. When the slave explains the world, the slave is forced to explain it materially because the world is materially enacting itself on the slave all the time. And the slave has no material interest to lie about the colony. The colony is savage enough. That's how it got you to be a slave. Only someone and some people that have a material interest in oppression will lie to you about oppression because they want the con to continue. But Black Hammer is not just about explaining the world. Our political education is not just about explaining the world. It's about changing the world. It's about giving poor working class colonized people the tool to become the ruling class. To become the ruling class. Poor and working class colonized people around the world. It is a tool to liberate ourselves. Because like I've said many times, colonized people are won to revolution through pain. White people are run through revolution through books. Our education, our political anti-colonial education, the ink is blood of colonized revolutionaries. I only know what I know because they beat up and tortured Assata Shakur. I only know what I know because they killed Malcolm X. I only know what I know because they killed Queen Nzinga. I only know what I know because they terrorized Fannie Lou Hamer. I only know what I know because they lynched so many of my people in St. Louis, called a Red Summer. I know what I know because of the blood of my ancestors. And that blood said, get free. That blood is saying, get free. It's not just saying know the world, it's saying change the world. That's what all of our colonized people, all the people we read from and learn from, Ho Chi Minh, Le Duan, Thomas Sankara, Patrice Lumumba. We have had to learn this. Claudia Jones, we've had to learn this from their struggles, from their pain. That's our education. And you know, Black Hammer, we are the leading ideology. I want to be very clear, and I say that to everyone watching. Black Hammer is the leading progressive ideology, period, in the world in this generation. Our 4-point platform is laying hoes out. People are copying us every day, trying to bite us, trying to follow what we have had to learn in the mud. I didn't put that 4-point platform together in a goddamn school university. I put it together homeless. I put it together while I was taking showers at the Planet Fitness. I put it together working at the goddamn McDonald's using their slow-ass Wi-Fi and eating whatever fries and nuggets people left behind because I had no money. I learned it running away from FBI agents. I learned it while people were giving death threats to me from all different white nationalist organizations. I learned it from getting my ass beat by the pigs. Chief Son learned it by getting the ass beat by the pigs and locked in jail in prison. Esgianco learned it by running away from the pigs and getting caught and brutalized. We learned it in the streets of rebellion. And that's why our theory is right. And that's why our theory is sharp. And that's why, even though as much as they hate us, they have to try to copy our theory because it is the vanguard. It is at the front. And it lays it out so perfectly. But these petty bourgeois, these sellouts on their goddamn media pages, they will add all kinds of ACT and SAT words, and they writing like they writing their goddamn university professor, because they're not talking to the people. When you read a Black Hammer Times article, it's clear. It's clear. It's simple pimple. Because we are educating poor working class masses of the world. And we ain't got time for them to have to look up the thesauruses of words just so they think that we're smart. Colonialism is a basic ass system created by basic ass white people. It does not need big words to lay it all out. And most of the time they're using those mother effing big words and crazy sentences to hide their own stupidity and to hide their own cowardice that they can't say it 100 like we can say it. They can't keep it 100 like we can keep it 100. And we are talking to our people because we are here not just to explain the world, but to change the world. And we know the people to change the world is poor working class colonized people. And sometimes when we say people, we just think this vast amount of people. But do we think about our friends? Do we think about our families? Do we think about our parents? You know, do our parents have time for us to go down this long written thing about, intersectionality and petty bourgeois feminism and identity, all this BS? They want to know, our parents want to know, why is my baby so interested in Black Hammer? Why is my baby doing something that I know is dangerous because I saw what they did to Malcolm X, and you got to explain it to your mama. And your mama gonna want it plain and simple. She ain't gonna want this goddamn theory, essay, thesis. She know you're bullshitting, by the way. She know that thesis that you wrote on Medium, that ain't who you is. Okay, she know how you really is. So ain't no need coming to your mama trying to act all educated from white intelligentsia. You need to talk to her straight, lay it out. And that is what Black Hammer gives you. Gives you the ability to win your mama, who is worried about you because she knows the savagery of the FBI and the CIA. And it gotta be plain. And we are finding more and more that we are educating the world. People are regurgitating our politics. You don't believe me? I got something for you. One moment. I want y'all to watch this real quick, just real quick. You know, she likes to share screen and all kinds of things. And just one moment, it's real quick. I saw this news clip. I just want to show you real quick.
In that case. Okay, I want to ask you about this as well. You and Congressman Dan Crenshaw have both put together a campaign urging military whistleblowers to report woke training programs that are coming up throughout the military. Tell us why.
Well, we've heard from an increasing number of troops, Will, across the military who are very, very worried about the kind of really racist training that they're getting, training that says that certain races are inherently oppressed or oppressive, that certain races are inherently privileged, or that certain races are inherently victimized. That really is Marxist in its roots, and that's hostile to everything that we want our soldiers to think and to fight for. Fighting for our Declaration, our Constitution, our way of life, especially on this Memorial Day when we're remembering and expressing our love and gratitude for all of those service members who gave the ultimate sacrifice over the last 250 years for the defense of this country's freedom. We want to make sure that we're teaching the next generation of our warriors that they should love this country, that this country is a good and noble place, and they should stand arm in arm with their buddies to their left and the right, fighting for this country, irrespective of their race or creed or background.
Senator Cotton, I think it's undeniable at this point that it's not just the military, for that matter. As we all know, it's making its way into school districts across the country as well. This idea that everything has to be defined by race. How is that connected? You just mentioned this. Tell us how that's connected to Marxism.
Well, Marxism is a pretty simple worldview that says that we are not individuals, we're merely members of a larger group. You know, for Karl Marx, it was about your economic class, about capital and labor. Today, the critical race theory movement replaces those material interests with race and said you can't be an individual, you have to be a representative of your racial group. And again, that's an inherently Marxist view that is deeply hostile to the American ideal announced in the Declaration that we are individuals, created in the eyes of God with equality and dignity, and that we should respect every individual.
Y'all know he talk about you, right? Identifying with what race you is, what nation you is. Right, talking about us, right? Ooh, but that's my ugly ass cracker. Y'all remember them crackers from ROTC that just look like that? Like they just brainwashed from the womb. They just come out, God bless America. I love America. I love ROTC. I just want to God bless America. I'm gonna suck America, cock them. America, America, America. That's him, and now he became a senator from the military, working the FBI, and is watching this probably right now. Our politics is even infiltrating the state. There's colonized people in the military that is speaking our politics, and that is causing division, because when truth is speaking to power inside the beast, it's a problem. People is watching us. They is listening. And people are uniting. But before I go, I want to teach y'all how to teach people. Because I don't want y'all to think it's in the books you read and the words you can recite, in the 4 points that you can even lay out. Do you know what our number one educator is? Do you know what our number one tool of education is as a revolutionary, as a cadre, as a hammer? It's our stance. Y'all know the saying, walk the walk, don't talk the talk. And it's not just your stance of you going out and giving out PPE and food to the people and wearing your uniform and stuff like that. Your stance is something about you and how about you from the time you wake up to go to sleep. Your stance is how, not this respectability part, how you carry yourself, but how you come to meetings on time, how you come prepared, how you accomplish your action items, how you unite with those 4-point platforms and don't oppress other colonized people. How when your family say some division and shit don't just pop up on them and attack them, you understand that they are colonized, and it is your job to liberate their minds. It is your job to decolonize their minds. It is your job to show them in a stance. And in that stance, you can't react just from pain. You can't react from subjectivity and get mad because your mama called you something that just pissed you off, and it's all about you because your mama deserves to be free. Your mama deserves this education. And when she sees you keep your cool and calm and you lay it out politically and you say, well, mama, I'm about to go because the white man is strong in you right now. And I don't want to get into what the white man wants us to do, which is fight each other. So I'm going to go. I love you long. I love you strong. I'll see you later. God bless. She going to see that. You know, when I came to Colorado and I was living with Shagun, I was coming from a place where I wasn't living with a comrade. I was living with the colony, and now I was coming to live with a comrade that's under my leadership. I had to represent a stance. I had to wake up different. I had to do different. Every time he looked at me, I want to show him this is what you need to be doing with your free time. I had to teach him from my stance, not just my words, but my stance. And who are y'all teaching with your stance? That's what I want y'all to think about this week. When new comrades and new hammers come in, they're looking at you who've been here. How you are doing, how you are handling, how disciplined you are. How dedicated you are. How one you are. It is your stance. It's how you prove you is real. And one thing about hammers is we is real because we are forged in fire. That's why I love living with hammers, because it even puts me up. I gotta stay on my toes. So we can't just talk the talk, y'all. We've got to walk the walk. And what I want y'all to be focused on this week is using your stance to educate yourself and your comrades. And I'm not talking about this unrealistic stance of I'm a robot, I'm a revolutionary robot. Show your pain and how you got through it. Don't lie. Show the struggle, but you there and you fighting. Show that you are not a superhuman. You are going through similar and sometimes even worse contradictions than the comrade next to you. But when they see you withstand the storm, tears and scars and all, that gives them education of how to handle their storm that is gonna come. Land back, love you long, love you strong, check that melanin, and keep whooping that ass of the white ruling class. Land back, y'all. Woo, 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 woo.
Land back, y'all. Oh my God. What I tell you? We ain't come to play with y'all. Are you not inspired? Like, y'all need to bring in your mamas, your papas, your uncles, aunties, siblings, partners, friends, neighbors. Join today at blackhammer.org/join, y'all. All right, land back. Now, y'all, we are still under this system, okay? So in order to keep building, to keep serving the masses, we need to raise them ducats, some doubloons, okay? Those donations and reparations. And leading us in that call is Chief of Permaculture, Chief T. Take that.
Land back, everyone. Can y'all hear me? Hey, I see myself on the big screen. All right, my shirt looking good. Hi, everyone. I am Chief T, Chief of Permaculture, and I represent the colonized nation of India, pronouns he, him, and they, them. And I am here once again to raise money for Hammer City. You heard, Commander, it's all about the stance. And part of the stance is how we, bring the message of Hammer City to our people, to our comrades. And this is how we do it. Make sure you are sharing the rally right now, like screenshot this, post it on your Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever you have it. All right, and make sure that you are getting the message of Hammer City out to our people. I have, we just have so many exciting things coming up, and our people need to be here in this rally so they can support this amazing project. But now, before we get into that happier stuff of like raising the money, I want to talk about donor blocks, otherwise known as donor blocks, but we don't care what they call themselves. We're gonna call them donor blocks. They denied our appeal for standing in unity with indigenous Palestinians resisting the colonization of their land. So if y'all don't know, donor blocks is a Zionist organization, which up until last week we were using to host our fundraising page for Hammer City. Now these people took it down. And then when we tried to appeal it, we realized that it was all about Black Hammer's unending support for the colonized people of Palestine resisting against their colonial oppressors. So as you can read this email from Bobby from DonorBox, I don't want to read the whole thing, but as you can see, here, this last part, this is literally from our rally last week where Commander-in-Chief was talking about why we are not in unity with colonizers. Be it colonizer Christians, colonizer Jews, they are all complicit in our oppression. And especially right now, given what's happening in Palestine, we do not care for them. We do not care for them because more so than ever, they are showing their true colors. They are colonizers, they are savages, they are murderers, genociders, period. And so they have suspended our account permanently, y'all, permanently. Like this is really effed up. I just want to say that. However, they thought they did us dirty. I'm gonna just say that they thought they did us dirty. But here's the thing, they cannot stop us because our work with Hammer City is going to move regardless of what these colonizers want to do. They want to take down this page, they want to take down that page. This is the same reason they also took down our Instagram page because white Jew Mark Zuckerberg does not like that, we stand in unity with Palestinians. They don't like that we call out the Zionists, that we call out, the Israeli lobbies that have all their hands in the US government. But it doesn't matter, all right? Our work with Hammer City is moving strong. We have our teams working on constructing the Walpini, the hammer houses, and all the other important structures, the roads, the bridges, the root cellars, where you can store food without using electricity for literally months. And our goal for tonight is $1,200. So y'all, let's have these donations start coming in. We have a big goal, but there's over 120 of us watching in the Zoom and even more on Facebook. So I know that this is easy peasy. Can we go to the next slide so our comrades can know how to donate? Oh my God. So this is the exciting news I was talking about. So as you all know, you can donate or pledge to help us build Hammer City today. You can do so on Cash App, #, Build Hammer City, Venmo @Build Hammer City. But you can also now go on our brand new fundraising website, which is being hosted on our own website, blackhammer.org/buildhammercity. It's that simple now. You don't even need to go to another website. You can just go to blackhammer.org/buildhammercity. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for this? I want to see some donations coming in. If you're donating on the website, drop that. I want to know, I want to see y'all testing out this new website. I'm hella excited. So let's get these donations coming in. Okay. Y'all, where are these donations at? Come on. Y'all making me look real stupid. I see Chief I got $20. Oh my God, comrade, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but you're the one who donated $20. If you could tell me how to pronounce it, I would be really, really thankful. Yes, DP, it's new purse, same Vanguard. They can change, we keep changing our purses, but our goals remain the same. It's building Hammer City and the liberation of our people. Chief Oju got 50, Chief Nadia got 10, Chief Addie Love got 4.44, Chief Ina got 30, SG Anko got 5, Chief Ture got 20, Chief Uchi got 5. Oh wow, y'all are it's just moving so fast. Comrade Yellow Scarf got 25, Chief Dio got 35, Chief Scene got 20, Chief Spark got 50, Comrade Kamote got 5. Yes, Chief Oju, we made the purse this week. Yep, it's handmade, cottage industry, all that stuff, organic. Our new purse, it's made by us. Oh, all right. Comrade Blackpink. Okay, Comrade Blackpink got $20. I didn't know we had like K-pop idols in here. Comrade Akata got $2. All right. Chief Ama got $5. Chief Amanita got $10. Oof. Okay. There's just so many donations in here. Black Advo Yo got $10. Chief Ren got $10. El Camarada is pledging 0.2 ETH. So if y'all don't know, we also accept donations in cryptocurrency. So you can go to this same page, blackhammer.org/buildhammercity. And if you don't want to send us just like regular old money, we do accept Ethereum and Bitcoin. Our wallet addresses are up there. So if you want to donate in crypto, that's where you go. So thank you, Camarada, for that donation. Chief Suleiman got $5 for us. Chief Churo got 5. Chief Kola got 15. Comrade Sandia got 5. Oh, I just learned that I'm very self-critical. I realized that the page that I've been saying is wrong. It's actually blackhammer.org/hammercity. If someone can type that in the comments so that, and in the chat so that our comrades can have access to that. But yep, it is blackhammer.org/hammercity. So that is where you can donate just using your credit card or debit card or whatever. But then there are also options to donate through Ethereum and Bitcoin. So, we diversifying our shit, make sure that you are donating. All right, I see some more donations. Comrade High Priest donated $5. Comrade Sunny donated $10. And then Chief Yabe got $14 from a European colonizer. So that's reparations. Yep, European. Chief Nopal got $5 and $4 from Chief Yabe themselves. Chief Cody X got $30. Y'all keep the money coming in. We really want to show these white people, these colonizers, the Facebooks, the donor boxes, the GoFundMes, the Instagrams, that no power in the world can stop a colonized people once we are committed to achieving our liberation. And that's what Black Hammer is. We are committed, and something as small as shutting down our GoFundMe or our Instagram or our donor box, it's not going to affect us. We're just going to keep on moving. Like, this was just like a small blip in the road. We already knew this was going to happen because we understand the colony. We understand these Zionists. We understand their hatred for the Palestinian people. And yeah, like people are saying in the comments, on the other hand, it just like, it motivates us further because it shows us, again, the true nature of this colony. So CIC Ghazi got $40, $25 in reparations from Comrade Sarcophagus. Make sure that the reparations score and any other white people watching are sending in reparations. I know that your goal for the summer is 50K. That's not going to happen on its own. Make sure you are telling your white friends about this. If they want to be on the right side of history, this is how they do it. They donate to Hammer City. They join the reparation corps. All right, I see more reparations, $25 in reparations from Reset, $50 in reparations from Recruit A. Y'all keep these funds coming in. Pledging $30 by Friday, Chief Maya. Yep, you can totally pledge. Please, if you don't have the money today, you can pledge to donate on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, anytime next week. The Economic Development Office will follow up with you to make sure you get that money in. Chief Nenufar got $10. Come on, y'all. I don't like how this is slowing down. Like, I know I literally have 1 minute left. Like, please don't let me go out like this. I want to see like a nice donation. Maybe someone wants to like send like $69 so everyone can have a laugh. Pledging 20 by Friday. Comrade Lee, thank you. Comrade Sebastian got $5. I don't see any $69 donation though. That's okay. But before I go, I do want to show us our last slide. So can we go to that, please? Oh, and yeah, before I say it, Chief Novi, thank you for the 25. And thank you to everyone who donated and shared tonight. If you have even donated $1 or $2, or if you've shared this with your family in your Facebook groups, then you are part of building Hammer City. This project is a collective project and could not happen without you. So if you want to help raise money for Hammer City, fundraise for PPE and food programs, and help us build dual contending economic power for colonized people, because y'all know how the colonizer system is falling apart. Like, there's mad inflation, even the cryptocurrencies are going all whack. The colonizers' world is falling apart, so we have to build our own. And you can do that by joining Economic Development Committee. If you have skills, we'd love them. But if you just want to learn, Economic Development Committee will teach you. All right. So the way you can do that is by emailing us at bhoeconomicdevelopment@protonmail.com. And before I go, I want to say, everyone tweet "Bring Back BHO" on your social medias, because we need our platforms back. That is how we connect to colonized people. And honestly, I'm not liking this. Okay. I'm not liking that they keep silencing us for speaking up for our Palestinian brothers and sisters. And yes, it is always #Free Palestine from river to the sea. Every inch of Palestine will be returned to the indigenous Palestinians, and also every single inch of land that has been stolen from any colonized person ever. So now that I've said that, land back, I will see y'all next week.
Land back. Thank you so much, Chief T. And yes, please continue to donate, and tell your quat friends to please pay reparations today. They can join the Reparations Corps, join Economic Development today if you want to help us continue to develop in that department. Land back. So now we will go into some really important information that will keep us safe and alert. And so if y'all need to, wake up, now's the time. So pay attention, and I will pass it to Minister of Defense, Sundiata.
Land back, y'all, and thank you, Chief Dio, for the introduction. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm the Minister of Defense of the Black Hammer Organization, Minister Sundiata. I represent the nations of Africa as well as Turtle Island, and I use he, him, his pronouns. And before we get into the second half of this amazing, legendary anniversary rally, I want to remind all of you that if you see any suspicious activity, let your chapter defender know immediately. We do not tolerate adventurism within the Black Hammer organization, and we must be constantly aware of any suspicious actions or activities that could endanger you, your comrades, and our mission. Now, when you speak on the Tuesday rally like I'm doing right now, and like so many brilliant comrades have before me, it's going to be assumed by those viewing us live on Fedbook that you speak for the entire organization. So we ask that you please refrain from using any language that may be adventurist, divisive, or that disunites with our stated political line and principles of unity. I'd also like to ask you all to make sure that you're not using your legal government name or disclosing your location at all during this rally for your own security and privacy. Now, this week for the defense tip, I want to echo some of what CIC was talking about in their speech, right? I want to push you all to exercise discipline in all aspects of your lives. Now, as revolutionaries, we aren't given the privilege by the state to hold our own, to stand up for ourselves in the ways that we always feel the need to, the ways that we really want to, or feel like we have to. And we must exercise restraint at all times. Now, as Sun Tzu says, and I know y'all read War of the Flea, and I hope you're still reading it, he says, if your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. If you know that the person that you're going to be fighting is going to get angry easily, try to make them angry. Because when we are angry, when we are not using our head, but we're using our heart, or we're using our anger, we are not our clearest or safest or most disciplined selves. We must see that the state and these white leftists, these white conservatives, have everything to gain from us being irrational, everything to gain from us relying on our anger, relying on our emotion, our hate, so-called hate. And we must never let our feelings jeopardize our safety and our mission of liberation here. So I ask you to hold yourself together, Hammer, to feel what you feel, but know that you must act in a militant and disciplined way in order to continue this fight in the long run for your people's liberation and freedom in our lifetimes. I want us always to continue to go the distance each and every day, each and every week, to learn how to defend ourselves and our comrades better and be more disciplined revolutionaries. So with that, we're going to get into the second half of this rally, y'all. Land back and enjoy.
Land back, and thank you so much, Minister of Defense Sundiata. And thank you, Defense, for keeping us and the masses informed and alert and safe. And we want to let everyone know that if you feel passionate about defense and you want to join and keep the masses safe as well, do that today. Join Defense. All right, land back. Our shows and our shows are actually one of our main amazing and entertaining ways that we reach the masses to provide that political education so that we can keep everyone sharp and really engaged and powerful. So I want to pass on those announcements to our wonderful Chief Afeni.
Land back, y'all. Land back. Yes. No renegades, all vanguards. And vanguards do vanguard things. So now it's time to dive into it. You know, Black Hammer is that girl. We be doing everything and anything. So let me hit you up and tell you about our events, shows, and more. All right, let's do it. I hope y'all having a good time with this rally today. Because coming up this Sunday, June 7th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our weekly political education, The Revolutionary Book Trap. And we're diving into our new book, An African Revolutionary by Samora Michelle. And it is hosted by the phenomenal Chief Fatih and the amazing Chief Ade. And you don't want to miss it. This is mandatory, Hammers. You got to get your mind right. Mandatory. Every Sunday. All right. And then on Monday, every single Monday, we have our Oh My Ghazi show. And we're dripping that political tea, baby. We're talking about the piping hot tea that you sipping on and that tea for your mind, that capital T, meaning the truth. We are diving into political education, pop culture, and all of the things that are happening to colonize people all over the world. You don't want to miss it. It's every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. Hey. So excited about this, y'all. As you know, we is the biggest, the baddest anti-colonial revolutionary organization. So of course we have to have a news apparatus that matches that. And this upcoming Friday, we have the season 2 premiere of Hard Targets. Yes, pew pew, pointing out those that anti-colonial drip and those colonizers off rip. And it's June 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hosted by Comrade Hayri and Chief Cheem. You don't want to miss this. This is real news for real people. All right, y'all. And if you enjoyed this amazing rally, these announcements, everything that you have seen here today, you need to bring those skills, those talents over to the culture committee. Yes, you. We are looking for hosts. We're looking for producers. If you want to make a revolutionary show about dancing, singing, making food, doing anything for your people, join the culture committee, y'all. You can hit us up on our Proton Mail, BHO Culture Department at protonmail.com. I'm going to be looking for y'all. And, of course, we know you watching, Saltines. If you is a Saltine, you know who you is. Join the Reparations Corps so you can be on the right side of history, okay? Do the thing. Put your money where your mouth is. You say you want to be in unity. You say you want to be in solidarity. I'm going to need you to really show me and join the Reparations Corps. Come on back to humanity with the rest of us humans, okay? Land back. Yes. And that's blackhammer.org/reparations. And if you is colonized, you know what they like to call us, the crayon people, people of color, join Black Hammer today, right now. I know you in here looking like, I don't know, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. No, I need you to join today. Okay, so go to blackhammer.org/join and get your revolution and get your liberation today. All right, y'all, let's get back into this rally. We got more life-saving information, and I'm gonna need all of y'all to stop and tweet, stop and share, because we gotta get this information, what? Everywhere. All right, y'all, land back.
Land back. Thank you so much, Chief Afeni. Yes, y'all, follow us everywhere. Follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, everywhere, so that you can see these shows, get this information, be a part of it, and definitely join so you can contribute to that. Land back. All right, y'all. The way that this cadre's mind works, the brilliance that effortlessly flows out of them, that shows it really is something that white power's boots should be shaking. All right. Our second in command, every Tuesday, they give us the sharp revolutionary reading that all of us want to hear. So take a deep breath, because you are in store for a powerful state of the rebellion with our glorious Secretary General Anko. Take it away, SG. Land back.
Land back, everyone. I am super honored to be back again and speaking to you about the state of the rebellions, not only here in the United States, but around the world. And so I want to tie it together today to our theme, which is no renegades, all vanguards. And what does the vanguard mean? What does it mean to be the vanguard? Yes, we got these structures, we got these systems, we got the apparatuses in place, but that in itself doesn't make us the vanguard. What makes us the vanguard is that we carry out the will of the colonized working masses of the world at all times, with no delay, with no compromise, and unyielding in its victory. What isn't the vanguard? Let me lay that out for y'all, because there's a lot of opportunists out here. There's a lot of posers. There's a lot of scammers. There's a lot of fakers. And I'm sure you've met a bunch of them last year in all these protests and all these uprisings. Y'all met these people. You know, they come out of the woodworks, their little megaphone. They be colonized often. And then the white organizers within your city would allow them into that space to start organizing the masses of people into violence. Into violence. That's where these people led you last year. It was, okay, there's a massive militarization of the police. I'm going to bring these unarmed, untrained, unorganized, undisciplined people right up to the front lines and say good luck. And when they start shooting, arresting, kidnapping, assassinating, killing, and disappearing people, where were these organizers to be found? They were nowhere. They were nowhere. Well, actually, we did find out where a lot of them went. All that money you gave them, they started using it for their mansions, for their nice cars, for their third homes. Talking to you, Black Lives Matter. That was a decade of misguidance. A decade of misguidance. We got all of these mystical and idealistic ideas about how to end police brutality, how to end racism, all of these things that are symptoms of colonialism. Out of these misguided protests, we got community control of the Klan. I don't want community control of the Klan. I want the Klan gone. I want them non-existent. I don't want them here. But again, a lot of these other organizations led the people to that direction. And that isn't a vanguard. Because what the colonized masses of the world need is liberation. Not a little reform, not a little less brutality. Nothing less than full liberation. And then these other organizers. Some colonized or African child has been shot. And it's a race to who can make the first Facebook event. And then they claim, look at us. We organized 100,000 people. Look at us. We're the leaders of the revolution. No, you didn't. You were simply the first person to put up a Facebook event and a location for a protest. That's the people's anger. You didn't generate that. You didn't fuel an understanding to be upset about the colonial society. Colonized people already had that. What that shows is these other organizations are following the masses, not leading them. They're tailing behind the real demands of the people. Because you didn't lead these protests anywhere. The same day the George Floyd trial went down was the same day another African girl was shot. The same day. There has been no progress within these liberal movements, within these neo-colonial leaders that keep being propped back up. It led to nowhere. It led to more death. It led to stagnation and confusion. But that's not the organization Black Hammer is. We're not here about hamster wheel protesting and endless amounts of picketing, going to empty federal buildings and asking Master for justice. You're not going to find us there. Instead, you're going to find us in the hoods, in poor colonized working class communities, building power with them, listening to their needs and hearing them out. For all of you who have not been on an outreach with us before, I think when you go, you'll be surprised on how many colonized people have never been served in their life, anything. Never have been served anything. Never have been listened to. Never asked, how's the virus affected you? Never asked how the police have affected you. Never asked. And as an organization, we can't lead the people if we're not listening to what they need and build something out of that and come to them with a way forward, a solid way forward. And we've done that by building a dual contending power. We want our own healthcare systems, our own education systems, our own science systems, all of it. That is our way forward. And that's something I can materially organize around. I cannot, and y'all cannot organize around the ideas in white people's heads about how they perceive you. You can't. It's idealistic. But you can organize around the material structure that supports racism, colonialism. We have to truly go to the root, and that's not found in capitalism. White people realized capitalism was bad about 200 years ago. We met it first at a barrel of a gun 600 years ago, when they began our genocide, when they began the slave trade, when they began mass disease. That's when that started. And we have to go there. Not this fake deep capitalism is the problem of everything. You can still have your socialist and communist society and still be a colonial entity. As a matter of fact, the white socialists voted on to do that back in the early 1900s. So that's why we're an anti-colonial organization first. Because we're fighting for our humanity, and these white people are fighting for more money. And that's a huge difference on where we exist within this world. And comrades, we have to see ourselves as that. White people, you can be on the right side of history, but under our leadership and nowhere else. And for the colonized people here who are joining for the first time, this is where you're going to find your power and find your leadership. All colonized people are leaders. We have always been, and we always will continue. I am proud to say that each and every one of our people has never not given the colonizer hell. Every single year of our existence, it has done so. But now it's time to take the struggle of our ancestors and see it through. See through liberation, having a fresh breath of air, ending exploitation. Why wait? Why keep waiting? Why keep going to hamster wheel protests that have yielded no results? The police are still killing people at the same rate they were before. So what you going to do about that? I know what I'm going to do, and I know what this organization is going to do. And it's building a dual contending power that has our interest in it. Our interest. That means no one will be coming at you evicting you. No pink slips, no repoing anything, no debt. That's not how this organization works. We're here to solidly build a power for colonized people that represents your interests at its most material level. Food, water, land, air, shelter. All of the things that the colony just expects you to figure out and pay for. That's not the future we see. The future we see is bright. And the twilight of colonialism is here. And on the horizon is revolution, and it is so bright, comrades. It is so bright. It's so hopeful. What despair you have now, recognize the colony gave you that, and that despair can be out-organized just like our enemy. And there's nothing wrong with you except you're colonized. And the only reason why we're on the bottom is because we're out-organized. That is it. Just out-organized. We hold the power. We are the 7 billion people of the world. They need us, we don't need them. And the moment we move like that, and the moment we start building like that, this illusion of this terrifying, all-seeing empire falls. It collapses. It can't continue anymore. Because it is built under this illusion that it is indestructible, that it's forever. And it's not. And I say this every week because I mean it. I mean it with my heart. I mean it with my soul. I mean it in everything I will do in this organization. That colonialism will be the shortest period of human history. What waits after this tragic period of human history is so full of wonder and light. Questions that don't mean anything now will mean something one day. And that will be in our liberation. What it truly means to be a human being, what it means to be on this planet, those kinds of questions can be finally answered. Because how we live now, the conclusions just come to suffering, subordination, domination. That's why you're here. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to have another 100 years go by and another multi-genocide happen. We can't do it. We just simply cannot do it. So comrades and new friends, new comrades who've just joined or thinking about joining, do it. Do it. You will find your leadership. You will find community. Isolation will be eliminated and you will get to serve your people and build power. Everything you do comes back to you, your family, the children you may have. It'll come back. But it has to start today. Seriously, start today. Land back, that is the state of the rebellion.
Woo! Land back. Thank you so much, Secretary General Anko. Oh my goodness. Y'all, speaking of new members, speaking of continuing to grow bigger and colonize unity, becoming stronger each day within this organization, within the world, we are building and we will not stop. So today we are going to meet some of those new faces. Leading us in tonight's membership call is our Chief of Global Membership, Chief Ade. Land back.
Land back, everybody. My name is Chief Ade, and I am your acting Chief of Global Membership. I am so excited tonight, y'all. We have been doing these wonderful, groundbreaking rallies for 52 weeks, bringing revolution, entertainment, sometimes tears, and beautiful music all to the people for a year. That's really a I almost cussed. That's really an accomplishment, y'all. Okay, so I am here to make sure that we all introduce ourselves in the revolutionary way that Black Hammer has laid out. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you all know. The way that we do is we introduce ourselves with our revolutionary name. We don't wanna expose ourselves to Fedbook. We give our colonized nation, because we don't represent the colony in any way. And so we don't even want to mention them, even if we're forced to live in the imperial core. And then finally, we give our pronouns because we respect you. We want to address you in the way that you are most comfortable with. So I'll give you an example. My name is Chief Ade. I represent the nations of Africa and Turtle Island, and I use they, she pronouns. All right, y'all. Now I want you, if you are a new member, a new hammer who has just entered, or somebody who's at this rally for the very first time, go ahead and drop an X in the chat. I'm gonna call your name. We'll make sure you get unmuted so you can introduce yourselves too. So in addition to that introduction, you'll have 2 minutes to just tell us why you joined us tonight. Who pulled you in? What draws you to Black Hammer? Because we wanna know about it. We wanna know all about all of our new members. All right, I see I already got some X's. So once you hear that ding, go ahead and stop talking so we can introduce the next person because we got all the time in the world to meet you in the chat. Land back. All right, our first comrade, and please blame this on my colonized tongue and not on my heart. Comrade Nisite, land back.
Oh, I'm Comrade Insight, and I was just interested in the work you're doing, and thank you for having me here.
Land back, thank you for joining us. Okay, I do have one more question, Comrade. What colonized nation do you represent, and what are your pronouns so we address you properly?
I could use she or they, and I represent people from the islands.
Okay, Caribbean, we so happy to have you. I want to make sure this couple of my hammers, go ahead and DM this comrade so we can get to know them. I'm excited to have you. We got new hammers in the house, y'all. Okay, Chief Amwami, land back.
Hello, my name is Chief Omwami. I represent the continent, or the colonized people of Africa. And I joined Black Hammer because I unite with the cause for the colonized people.
Land back, that is beautiful, comrade. And so do we. We are so excited to be fighting this here with you. Welcome, welcome. Okay, up next we have Comrade 13. Comrade 13, go ahead and unmute yourself. We're so happy to meet you. Oh, all right, we're gonna give them some time to pop up on the screen. Up next, we got Comrade B Knight L. Comrade B Knight, let's hear it. No worries, no worries. Okay. Up next, we've got Comrade Sandia. Let's get Comrade Sandia unmuted, please. Land back.
Hi, my name is Comrade Sandia, and I represent the colonized countries of Turtle Island in Africa, and I go by they, them pronouns. And I joined because I'm just looking for hope, and I haven't felt this in a long time, and just I feel at home. I feel inspired, and I'm excited for the future. Like, I don't feel like leaving this planet now, you know, so thank you for that. Thank you, all of you. I appreciate it.
Oh my God, we appreciate you. This is exactly why we do this. We are pushing to build a brand new world because there's no reason that a colonized person should feel like they don't belong on their land, on this planet that has been built to sustain us. I'm so happy to have you. I'm so happy you're here, comrade. Welcome home.
Thank you.
Go ahead and say welcome home in the comments, y'all. All right, comrade, oh gosh, Shing Dax? That's the only part I'm able to read, comrade. Please introduce yourself. I'd love to know how to pronounce your name. The comrade's name starts with H-I-J-X. H-I-J-X. All right, going once, going twice, we can move it. Comrade Hachi, oh, are you there?
I'm well. My name is Jessica. I use she, her pronouns. I represent the colonized state of California, or country. I'm from the United States, but I represent colonized Mexico. But I'm so happy to be here, and thank you all for such a motivational rally. And I'm so excited to be here, and thank you for welcoming me home. I'm grateful.
Land back, we are grateful for you, comrade. Let's make sure that this comrade has that join link. I want to make sure that you are integrated right away. You can't be home if you're not in the group chats, right? We got to make sure you got a key to the house. So let's get this comrade in there. Okay, comrade Honchi, please excuse me if I mispronounced that. I'm so ready to meet you, land back. Oh,
Everybody, this is Thompson here. I represent the colonized Africa. I go by he, him. I'm so glad to be here. I'm glad to be doing something to help everyone else out and help myself out. I love to represent our people and the things that we've been through. I'm tired of the oppression that we're going through, and I'm ready to make a difference and make a change.
Land back, comrade. I'm so happy to tell you that you are exactly what your colonized nation and colonized people around the world have been waiting for their whole lives. You're the revolutionary who's going to make that change, and we're so happy to have you. All right, I got Comrade Ivory up next. Let's meet you, comrade. I'm so excited. Land back. That is no problem at all. Is there anybody else who would like to drop an X? I really want to introduce all of these new comrades. Okay, if Ivory can't come on, then how about comrade with you? Please correct me if I'm wrong, comrade with you. Going once, going twice, we gonna move it. All right, comrade Z, you have the floor. I'd love to meet you. And make sure y'all struggle to have those cameras on. I want to see those beautiful melanated faces.
Hi, my name is Comrade Z, representing the islands, Turtle Island in Africa, pronoun she, her.
Land back, thank you so much for joining us, Z. If you can, struggle to be on camera. I'd love to see you. I know E introductions are a little different, but we making it work. And why'd you join us tonight? Ooh, let's get the camera unmuted.
sorry, I'm part of SciTech, and I love the idea of colonized unity.
I love the idea too. That's why I fight for it every day. Land back and word to SciTech. Anybody who's interested in being a revolutionary scientist, make sure that you check out the email that's in the chat, bhoscitech@protonmail. All right. Thank you so much, Comrade Z. After that, we have Comrade Sweets. It's so sweet to meet you. Hop on camera. All right. No problem. Comrade Lou. Comrade Lou, you have the floor.
It's sweets. I've been here before a lot of times. I gave out PPE once, in Compton. Yeah.
Land back, excuse me, comrade. I'm so sorry. Well, let's go ahead and make sure that we have this comrade fully integrated since you a veteran. You've been here before. We're really happy to have you. All right, Comrade Lou. Comrade Lou.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can.
Hi, I'm Lou. I go by her, she. I represent the colonized country of Pakistan. And I just hopped on. It's my first rally. I just wanted to learn a little bit more about Black Hammer. I initially met a few other comrades at the Palestinian protest, and I wanted to, yeah. So I was really moved just by anyone that's helping right now. So I just want to see like what else I could do to help.
Land back, we got a spot for you, Lou. I promise you. You can help us by building anti-colonial revolutionary, and you seem real friendly. Y'all, can you go ahead and drop that membership email down there? It sounds like I have a new recruiter on my hands. Land back. All right, up next we got Vigilante Thief. I'm so excited to meet you. Let's get them unmuted.
Hi everyone, my name is Vigilante Thief and I go by he, him, and I represent the island of Boricay.
And back. And I know that you're already a member. I'm so hyped to hear it. We got Boricans in the house. Represent. Okay. Do we have any more X's in the chat, y'all? Going once, going twice. There's no need to be shy because we are all a revolutionary family here. Oh, I see 13. 13. Did you want to unmute yourself? I'd love to meet you. All right, that's no worries at all. We got you next week. We're going to be close friends, I can already tell. All right, so y'all, next thing we are going to get into is I want to introduce to you our hammer who has worked exceptionally hard this week. They have pulled in the most VIPs into our rally so we can bring our people to revolution. And this week, that comrade is Chief Kamaria. Ooh, God, I love the New York chapter. Y'all are showing your, ooh, you are showing your behinds, your beautiful colonized behinds this week and really putting out that work, being a beautiful example of what cadre can be to our people and pulling in our masses to revolution. Salute to you, Chief Kamaria. And if you talk to her after this rally, make sure you throw her a salute. All right, y'all, my time is nearly up and I hate to say it, but I am going to leave you with a really fun, revolutionary recruitment tip. My tip for you this week is we have to get out of the spaces that we are comfortable in and get into the spaces where our people are at. Where were you before you were a revolutionary? I personally was all up and down natural hair YouTube. So I found that the easiest way to recruit is go into the things that I already know. I love to hop into the DMs of people who love the things that I do. Do you have 4C hair that's colored? Let's chat. Isn't it so frustrating how white supremacy makes it difficult for us to get the things that we need? We need anti-colonial revolution. I love to get into people's TikToks. Do you like to renegade? Girl, I feel like you need to be in the MAD committee then because dancing for our people is what's really gonna get us free. And Instagram, are you a fashionista? Are you an influencer? Let's influence the masses into coming to win their own revolution. This is my favorite tip because it has been so successful. Word to Chief Self for putting me on. And for anybody who is a chatty patty, if you are on your phone all day like I am, if you're up and down social media, I want you. Come into membership, BHO membership at protonmail.com. Oh, yep, I see another. Hood Cliffs, Philly Scoop, the Shade Room. Don't lie, y'all be on the Shade Room. Come into recruitment. I want you. All my chatty patties out there, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of people to call. We got a lot of folks to win. And so let's get it done together, revolutionarily. Land back, everybody.
Land back, and thank you so much, Chief Ade. Oh, love your energy. Yes, oh, there's so many amazing new faces. I'm so excited to get to know you all and work with you all in Revolution. And please, if you want to join again, it's blackhammer.org/join. It's blackhammer.org/join. Do that today. We have so many things for everyone. You don't need those colonial papers. Come as you are. And we'll work with you and develop your skills. Land back. So y'all, we are not sitting back for the state to send FEMA or some other charity to aid us and leave us, in turmoil after a natural disaster. So bringing us this life-saving information, we have our disaster relief department with Comrade G. Land back.
Land back, everyone. I'm Comrade G, representing the colonized nation of Mexico, they, them pronouns. And I'm going to be presenting this week's campaigns report, where we'll talk about natural disasters. So yeah, next slide, please. All right, so colonialism has manufactured disasters out of natural events to further genocide our people. They do this by not educating us on how to survive all these natural events, such as tropical storms, earthquakes, etc., nor building infrastructure that can withstand nature's forces. Colonized people understand that nature runs on balanced cycles, but through the systemic and intentional neglect of the colonies, these events have become disasters for colonized people specifically. Black Hammer, through our Disaster Relief Committee, is building the dual contending power needed to overturn this. So, as dialectical materials that we are, we look at the facts to not only point out the contradictions of a colony, but to also show how colonized people have and can continue to overturn these contradictions. So I want to materially analyze a couple of these contradictions that have happened recently. So first, the Hurricane Katrina. The hurricane hit the snakes in so-called Louisiana in 2005. Since the colonization of Louisiana, colonizers knew that the area was very prone to regularly encountering tropical storms. That's why they spent hella resources into building infrastructure, mediocre at that though, to protect their city. And despite their pathetic efforts to build infrastructure, Hurricane Katrina cost them like $125 billion and almost 2,000 lives. And now in 2018, Borican, otherwise known as Puerto Rico, was hit by Hurricane Maria. 8 months after the hurricane, the state officially reported a death toll of 64 people. But the people of Borican knew that that number was just an erasure of lost colonized lives. They don't care about us, right? And later on, studies estimated a number close to 5,000 people dead. And the exact number is still unknown to this day. And places in Borican still don't have all of the needed infrastructure back. Power outages are still happening today. And the houses have like unstable roofing. And now even more recently, the people of India have been struggling with the neglect of the COVID-19 response from the neocolonial government. And they also just got hit by another cyclone. This cyclone has caused more than $140 million of damage in a single state. And that's without accounting infrastructure damage. More than a million people have had to evacuate, but not everyone could evacuate. And approximately 20,000 homes have been destroyed, y'all. At least 20,000 colonized families have lost their home. So by looking at all of these, we can see that these natural events turned into disasters are clear examples that hurricanes themselves aren't the problem, y'all. That's just Mother Nature doing her thing. It's the hurricane of colonialism that is the problem. And we're working to overturn that. Black Hammer stands in unity with Mother Nature, and we're building an apparatus that will work in tune with her to prepare and mobilize around her natural events. So next slide, please. So to overturn this, we as anti-colonial revolutionaries know how to be in tune with Mother Nature, right? And we know that we can do this with educating our people, militantly educating our people. Because the natural events preparedness education is practically non-existent in the colony. They teach us inefficient BS drills in school, but never a thorough training on every kind of natural event we are prone to encounter. The colonies have been destroying the climate, and like we can never predict this stuff anymore. We have to always be ready. And liberated countries such as China and Cuba understand this. They understand the importance of preparing their people and infrastructure for these natural events. So let's look at China real quick. Next slide, please. China dialectically and critically studied how it responded to a devastating earthquake in 2008. And to return that, they found contradictions. They enacted drills and trainings on how to pull people out of rubble and put in place a mass alert system. These have proven to be very essential life-saving response and prevention tools because they care about their people. It's not like the colonies. And now let's look at Cuba. Cuba is an amazing example of what putting the people first looks like. Through their mass evacuation drills of the entire island, thorough and repeated trainings, and of course, an emergency alert system, they have become one of the world's leaders in natural event preparedness, despite their small size and sanctions placed by the snakes. So, taking a page from these brilliant liberated countries, here at BHO, we have the Disaster Relief Committee, which has started a mass alert system that keeps our comrades and our local communities updated of potential natural events that can happen in their community, and we are developing on-the-ground training events to prepare all of our colonized communities around the globe. Because again, we understand that education is a key component to building self-determination. So now, hurricane season just started today in the Snakes. So we have to talk about the basics of how to be prepared during the season. So next slide, please. All right, so first, we need to understand the terminology because the colony just makes it hella confusing. So essentially, tropical storms are described in 3 different types. Hurricanes, which are specific to the Snakes, cyclones, which form in the Indian Ocean and South Pacific Ocean, and typhoons, which form over the Northwest Pacific Ocean. They're all the same, but in different locations. Now, look at where you live and understand if it's a hurricane zone or a tropical storm zone. And if it is, understand the different kinds of alerts that you're gonna get. It can either be a watch or a warning. A watch is where there's possible conditions for tropical storms in your area, but it's not a guarantee, but you still have to be prepared. A warning, it just means that it's gonna happen pretty much. So you have to be prepared and you have to make a plan. So next slide, please. So once you understand all these terminologies, make an emergency plan, make an evacuation route for your home, your workplace, or any other place that you frequently go to. And talk about that with your family and friends and comrades. Have a communication plan. The power will wipe out all forms of communication. So just try to come up with at least a meeting place for after the storms and practice all of these emergency plans. Like again, we cannot predict this anymore, so you have to always be ready. And have your bug out bag ready. If you're not familiar with that bug out bag, reach out to your chapter defender, or if you're a new comrade, join Black Hammer, and we will explain what that is. All right, so now you have all your plans ready. What are you gonna do during a hurricane? The biggest thing you gotta do is stay indoors, okay? So don't go outside, driving is unsafe, don't touch the water, it'll be very infectious, and stay away from windows. Just stay indoors in a safe area. And beware of the eye of the storm. It can seem calm outside, but it'll be dangerous. It can just change in 1 second and becomes deadly. So just stay aware of your surroundings, okay? So next slide, please. Okay, so Whether or not you're evacuated from your home, just stay indoors until you're 100% sure it is safe to go outside. So you have to stay in touch with us, with your leadership, and keep up with weather updates, okay? So we'll be monitoring the situation and we'll reach out to you if you are good to go. Okay, so next slide, please. All right, so this is pretty much the end of the presentation. I just wanted to emphasize that everything we do here is better and stronger with the collective. So you, new comrade, you can help your community materially today by joining Disaster Relief. So go ahead and go blackhammer.org/join and then email join campaigns at protonmail.com. And to support our campaigns and on-the-ground relief and training, donate to BH Disaster Relief on Cash App. I'm back, everyone, and we're going to go to the COVID tip with Chief Ina.
And back Chief Ina while they are getting set up. Yeah. Thank you so much for laying that out, Chief G. Feeling safer already, like having me being Cuban myself. I know just how scary being unprepared for a hurricane can be. Had a few close calls myself. So yeah, like write this information down, y'all. Like, we cannot stress enough, as we're going into hurricane season, you'll when you least expect it, you're going to want to have these plans written out so that when disaster strikes, you find that you have already planned and you have that all set up for what to do. Chief Ina, are you ready to? Do we have that COVID safety tip pulled up? Speaking of being prepared. Y'all, I don't know about you, but for this past year, in terms of COVID-19 preparedness, Chief Ina has been the go-to resource, not just within the organization, but just reaching out, getting into the communities a year ahead of the CDC. So if you want to be if you want that access to that kind of information, you can go to our website. We have all of the basics. We've been talking about them all year. blackhammer.org/COVID-19 basic, 19 the number spelled out. So that's blackhammer.org COVID-19, the number 19 basic. And that'll have how to leave and enter your home because COVID stays on your clothes. That has how to properly disinfect your masks because KN95 masks. Last year when there was a shortage, we found out that you could be disinfecting them to reuse them because we ain't got the money to be dropping using fresh masks every time we go out. So we had to learn these things in the mud. It's Chief Ina and the campaigns committee laying it out.
And back, Chief. Thank you. Yes, I ignite. Let me tell you something, Chief. What's his name? Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fo don't have nothing on Chief Ina. Chief Ina's been keeping us safe. Campaigns has been doing amazing work to make sure that we knew the tips and how to keep everyone informed in our communities. We had masks before everybody to give out. We knew how to disinfect, like Chief Teray shared. Was that Dr. Fauci? Oh, that's how we say it. Okay. So I'm going to pass it on to our amazing Chief Ren. Land back.
Land back, everyone. Self-critical for the technical difficulties. But I wanted to let everyone know we sent out a mass email recently
around how everyone needs to keep their mask on as much as possible. These states, these colonial states, you know, these colonizers, they're being risky with their own lives. But that does not mean that we have to continue to do that. It does not mean we got to do that at all, actually. There are several states that we listed out in this email, everywhere from Alabama to South Carolina to Maryland, everywhere across the United States that are opening up, and we need to keep ourselves safe. Our lives are important to make sure that we are able to continue this work. So make sure that you continue to have your mask on. The KN95 masks, you're able to get them on our website, blackhammer.org/COVID request form, and you are able to get that for free. So please, if you do not have a KN95 mask, this is the only type of mask that can actually keep you safe during this virus. It's the one that can last you for up to 2 weeks. So make sure that you have that, and that you're able to, keep fighting for your own liberation. And yeah, with that, make sure you're also getting tested regularly, especially if you are working around a lot of people who, aren't wearing the mask. Make sure that you are getting tested so that you know whether or not you are infected, and you can keep yourself and your family and your comrades safe. So yeah, I just wanted to pass that along. And yeah, land back.
Land back, Chief. Thank you so much. Greatly put. Thank you so much for that information. Also, thank you, Comrade G. Thank you, Chief Teray. And thank you, campaigns and disaster relief for keeping us safe. If you want to contribute to this work, if you want to help overturn these crimes against the colonized masses and keep us safe and prepared, please join campaigns. Please join disaster relief today. All right, land back. So y'all, we are going to go into Sci-Tech. So I want to introduce our International Chief of Science and Technology and members of the Sci-Tech Committee, so that they can highlight and make sure that we know that there's no validity in this pathetic attempt for the colony to tell us that we are not the first engineers, the first scientists and healers of this world. So take it away, Chief.
Land back. That was beautifully said, Chief Dio. 100% unity. Every week, y'all, I sit up here and tell y'all what we are doing, from Wallapeenies to water filters. But we know that what we do is people work. It's from the masses, of the masses, to the masses. And I want y'all to meet the vanguards that are pushing these scientific discoveries forward for the people, and have them tell you a little bit about why they choose to use their life to use science to serve the people. So I'm gonna have them talk their stuff. All right, Chief Fatih, take it away.
Land back, y'all. My name is Chief Fatih. I am the chief of the IT department. I represent the nation of Africa. I use they, them pronouns. I joined the Sci-Tech department because I was tired of pushing those zeros and ones for the plantation. I was tired from the plantation exploiting my labor, my knowledge, everything that I knew that I could use to build for the revolution in my people, because I wanted to see my people free. I didn't want to make money to sell out. I want liberation. I want liberation for my people. I want liberation for people all over colonized people all over the world, because I know under our leadership, we can smash white power and all of its symptomatic siblings, capitalism, colonialism, all of it. Land back.
Land back. Beautiful. Comrade Rohan?
Land back. I am Comrade Rohan, representing the nation of Aboriginal Australia. Once again, did not get rid of me. I use he, him, and these are pronouns, and I joined Sci-Tech mainly because I do science. I studied science in school, but I wasn't allowed to actually pursue that as a career. They wouldn't let me get my degree. Basically, my whole entire education system failed me when it came to science. And so I joined Sci-Tech because we don't discriminate. Whether you have a degree from a white man or not, you are still a scientist. If you have an interest, if you have a brain, if you have a curiosity, if you like to ask the question why, you are still a scientist. Whether or not you have a degree, you are still valid as a scientist. We'll work with you. If you want to join SciTech, we will let you join SciTech. You are a scientist. If I say you're a scientist, you are a scientist. If you like to ask why, I hereby grant you all the title of scientist. Congratulations and have fun in SciTech.
Land back, period. Comrade May.
Land back, my name is Comrade May, and I represent the nations of Africa and Jamaica, and I go by he, him pronouns. I'm currently serving as the secretary of the research committee, and I joined Black Hammer because having been in academia, I know the gatekeeping of knowledge is a major hurdle for us colonized people to create dual contending power. They're keeping this knowledge from us, man, I see it. But I know that when we unite, our collective power is far greater than anything on this planet, including colonization, capitalism, and imperialism. Whether you have a background in science or tech or are interested in anything science or technology related, I urge you to join the SciTech committee under Chief Studs' leadership. Land back.
Land back, thank you. Comrade G.
Land back, everyone. Again, I'm Comrade G, representing the colonized nation of Mexico, pronouns they, them. And I'm also a member of the office's IT committee. I joined SciTech because I saw that the office was starting to build an IT apparatus that is meant to serve the colonized masses and to move forward with our goal of having full dictatorship of our resources. And I wanted to put my skills to work towards that goal instead of for the colony. So if you have the skills or want to learn the skills to do this amazing work, join us. Land back.
Land back, thank you so much, Comrade G. Chief Lee.
Land back, I'm Lee and I represent China. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm the secretary of the IT department. I joined SciTech because I'm tired of colonizers controlling and weaponizing technology to attack us, the colonized masses. And schools didn't teach me anything but how to play Tetris and games with stolen resources. This is why you need to join SciTech today, to build for your people, learn for your people, use your brilliance towards our liberation and build the technological dual contending power to secure our bright future. Land back.
Land back, beautiful, beautifully said, Chief Lee. And Comrade Z wanted to let y'all know that they've always had a passion and love for science and nature. They started their master's in chemistry, but the experience only made them realize the limiting and corrupt nature of Western science. They said being part of Black Hammer allows them to use their critical and scientific mind for their people, and it's a dream come true, especially because it allows them to work from a place of true and genuine love without fear of their mind being used to harm the people. All right, we also have Chief Kathunsen. Go ahead, Chief.
I'm back, y'all. It's Chief Kathunsen, Chief of the Research Committee. I represent the nation of Africa by way of Ghana. And I joined Black Hammer because they've been giving everything back to the masses. They've been giving art back to the masses, music back to the masses, history back to the masses, food back to the masses. And I guess me and my science background, you know, colonized people got real questions that they want answered. And it's unfair for them to rely on like the crackers DC and Dr. You know, whatever his name is, that the turtle looking dude with the glasses. And like, you know, I think, you know, science has been bastardized, and, you know, like I said, colonized masses got bad questions and we're here to answer them. So land back.
Land back, Chief Kathunsen. Thank you so much, Chief Akata.
Land back, so beautiful. Yeah, I'm Comrade Akata, land back. I am Secretary of SciTech, and I joined the SciTech, or my nations are Africa and Turtle Island, and I go by she, they, and I'm Secretary of SciTech. I joined SciTech committee of Black Hammer so I can use my curiosity for our future liberation. And I've always loved animals and understand that they are just as much a part of Earth as we are. And the biological sciences that I studied, like it's supposed to be the study of life, but through the colony, science is essentially locking up life and killing it for the name of science. So with SciTech, we not only understand that all colonized people need to have control over our lives, land, resources, and labor, we also understand that that same respect goes to all of Earth's, all life on Earth, that we share our resources and land with, and that also includes the water. So I want to use my skills to continue that love and respect for the Earth. So we can study her while she's still living, not while she's in death. So join SciTech for the continuation of life. Yeah, I'm back.
Land back, that's good, Akata. And we also have a little clip from Chief Felix, the brilliant Chief of Staff of the SciTech Committee. If we could go to the next slide and play the
Land back,
video.
everyone. My name is Chief Felix. I'm the Chief of Staff of SciTech. And like everyone else who's joined SciTech and all colonized people, really, I've always been interested in science and technology. I learned that science and technology is used for some of the most disgusting things on the colony, and I simply could not be a part of it. It wasn't until I found BHO and SciTech that I've been filled with so much like revolutionary science joy, and it's unlike any science that you can do on the colony. So use science for the people, use technology for the people, and join SciTech. Land back.
Land back. So like you heard from all the brilliant comrades in SciTech, you don't need any degree, you don't need any white paper, piece of paper from a white man. All you need is a love for the people and a desire to use science for their liberation. If you want to join SciTech, hit up BHO SciTech at protonmail.com today. The reason SciTech exists is because we can't win the revolution without science, can't serve the people without science, can't produce and reproduce for ourselves without science, can't build dual contending power without science. Dual contending power means we have to contend with white power in every part of the system that they used to kill us. We have to take it back and wield it as a weapon to get free. We have to use science better, stronger, and with the Black Hammer Vanguard sauce, which is exactly what we do at SciTech, because that is what the masses require of us, and we are servants to the masses. If you'd like to support our projects that you've been hearing about every week, like the free water filters for the people, or on the next slide, you'll see the Wallapini Gardens to feed everyone in Hammer City, you can support by cash apping at hashtag BHO SciTech. Land back.
Land back, everyone. So thank you for that. Thank you so much, SciTech. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for sharing your brilliance with us. And if y'all want to contribute to the work they're doing, please sign up today and definitely get into that work. You'll be under great leadership. Land back. All right, y'all. So we are at the end of our rally. And I just want to thank everyone who was with us tonight. Everyone is stuck in and got some amazing information. Everyone who joined before the rally even ended, salute to you. And we want to let you know that we are not renegades. We are vanguards, right? We will not betray the people. We will not betray the masses. We will not turn our backs on them. So thank you so much for being a part of this. And I will pass it on to Chief Sante for our adjournment. Land back.
Land back. Thank you so much, Chief Dio. Land back, everybody. I'm Chief Sante. I'm the Chief of Agitation and Propaganda, the committee responsible for bringing this Tuesday rally to you every single week. And this week is our 52nd rally, y'all. This is our 1-year anniversary of having a whole year of rallies where we have this life-saving information that we present and we share to the masses of the people. And each day and each week, we are getting bigger and better every day. So continue to invite your friends and family to this Tuesday rally event. If you feel like you learned something from this, make sure to invite someone and tell them to join this Tuesday rally, and let's get those VIPs up in here. Right, for the theme this week, our theme was no renegades, all vanguards, period, because we believe Black Hammer is the vanguard organization and the true leadership of this anti-colonial revolution that will liberate all poor working class colonized people from around the world. And you heard from our political education by our curriculum department, shout out to Chief Oju for educating us about the need for political education, right? Because we understand that our people have been stripped away from our knowledge, from our connection to our ancestry, and all that we believe we have to give back to our people in order to win true self-determination, true liberation for our people. And join the Freedom School. And if you are interested in becoming, you know, an anti-colonial revolutionary teacher, educator, join the curriculum department, and let's help educate our children about the future and the power that they hold. And shout out to, you know, thank you to all the presenters, our Commander-in-Chief and our Secretary-General for those amazing speeches. I really felt revved up and fired up, and, you know, so did all the comrades and the families, friends, and supporters who are here tonight. And together, y'all, we have helped raise over $922 to build Hammer City. Land mother effing back, y'all, to everyone who has donated. You know, every single dollar that goes to building Hammer City goes towards the liberation of all poor working class colonized people and allows us to continue doing this work of serving the masses of people. And, you know, before I adjourn, I also want to go back to something that Chief Federico had brought up, you know, our chief of social media, who said, you know, that we have this petition, our campaign, #BringBackBHO, because the Fed book has taken our Instagram page down. You know, we need that Instagram page back, because it's not just to have a page so we can be an influencer or we can post things, right? It's a direct communication, or direct line to the masses of colonized people that need to hear about you know, the revolution and need to hear about Black Hammer. And so definitely, you know, sign this petition, get your friends and family to sign, those who support BHO, and, you know, allow us to continue doing this work and serving the masses of colonized people. And before I officially adjourn this rally, if you are not a member and you want to get into this after party, right? Because we got after parties after this rally. This show ain't over. So if you want to join this after party, make sure you're a member of Black Hammer and go to blackhammer.org/join. All right, I'm seeing in the comments though that we want to get closer to our goal of 1,000, period. So I want to read out all these people and comrades that are donating to get us to that goal. So Chief Oju donated with $25. Oh, we got Nelly Mel with $20 from Mama Bear. We got $33 from Chief Fatsi, and that's our goal, period. That's our goal. We just met our $1,000 goal for building Hammer City. Land mother effing back. That's what we do. We always reach our goal. We always meet the needs of the masses of poor working class colonized people. Land mother effing back. I'm just gonna donate $10 more to build Hammer City just because I'm so moved by how many people are so excited for this anti-colonial revolutionary project. Oh, and Yellow Scarf got $69 for the meme. Land back, y'all. All right, I'm gonna end this rally. I want everybody to unmute and give a huge land back. And let's close this rally off.
Land back.
Land back.
Land
back.
Come join Black Hammer. Come join now. Come join.
How we address